At 5:42 in the morning, the sun wasn't even up yet, and I was standing barefoot in my driveway, staring at something that made my blood boil. A tow truck backed up to my Mustang. My Mustang, the car I'd spent years restoring, sanding, painting, tuning, and babying like it was my own child. And there, barking orders at the tow driver like she owned the whole damn planet, was HOA Karen. If you don't know Karen, consider yourself lucky. She's the type who measures her grass with a ruler, files complaints if your trash can is placed 6 inches from the curb instead of 5, and acts like being on the HOA board is the equivalent of running the United Nations. She was dressed in her usual power outfit, neon windbreaker, clipboard clutched like a weapon, and that smug expression that made you want to sneeze just to ruin her day. I folded my arms and called out, "You mind telling me why you're trying to tow my car?" Karen jolted slightly. She didn't expect me to be awake, but then she recovered and put on that fake professionalism she loves. "Your vehicle has been parked in the driveway for more than 72 hours, she said, as if announcing a major crime. HOA rules state all vehicles must be garaged or moved regularly. That rule applies to abandoned vehicles, I said, keeping my voice calm. This isn't abandoned. This is my daily driver. She snorted. Daily drivers don't sit in the same place all weekend. Then she pointed her pen at my Mustang like she was marking an enemy target. This car is a violation. It's getting towed. The tow truck driver looked uncomfortable. "Ma'am," he whispered to her, "I think we should at least wait for it to do your job." She snapped. "This homeowner has been warned multiple times." Warned. That was news to me. I hadn't gotten a single letter. Something inside me tightened. I wasn't angry, not yet. I was annoyed. But underneath that annoyance was amusement, because Karen had absolutely no idea who I was or what I did for a living, and I was about to let her dig her own grave. I stepped closer. "Karen, if you put so much as a scratch on that car, I promise," she interrupted me with the confidence of someone who thought they were untouchable, "you can take it up at the next HOA board meeting. Until then, your car is gone." The tow driver sighed and started hooking up my rear axle. I felt the anger bubble. "Now, stop," I said firmly. Karen whipped around. "You don't get to give orders here." That made me laugh. Actually laugh, because giving orders was literally my job. I took a slow breath, walked past Karen, and leaned toward the tow driver. "Sir, before you continue, I need you to know that what you are doing right now is illegal." His shoulders tensed. "Illegal," she said. Karen said. I replied, "But she forgot to tell you the part where she forged warning notices." Karen's eyes bulged. "Excuse me?" "Oh, don't worry," I said calmly. "We'll get to that in a second. Now, for context, I don't go around flashing my identity just to intimidate people. I don't use my job for ego. But when someone abuses power and threatens my property, yeah, I'll pull rank." I reached into my pocket and pulled out my badge. The tow driver's hands dropped instantly. "Oh, sir, I'm sorry, I didn't know." "But Karen." Karen went pale. I've seen hardened criminals stay calmer than she did in that moment. Her face froze, her mouth opened slightly, and she whispered, "You're law enforcement." I tilted my head. "Chief of police." "Actually, surprised you missed that memo, considering you seem to monitor my entire household." She fumbled to speak. "WLU should have disclosed that." "What?" I asked. "So you'd think twice about abusing your HOA power. Maybe stop manufacturing violations." Her lips trembled. I wasn't. "That's not." I held up my hand to stop her babbling. "Let me explain what's happening right now, so you can follow along. You ordered a tow on a resident's vehicle without legal authority. You claimed multiple warnings were issued. I have received none. That's falsification of HOA documentation." She swallowed hard. The tow driver slowly started unhooking my Mustang, trying to stay invisible. I crouched down, checked the bumper, and stood back up. "Good news," I said. "No damage." Karen forced a smile. "Then, no harm done, right?" I stepped closer. "Oh, there's harm. You entered my property before sunrise. That's trespassing. You attempted to remove private property without legal grounds. That's attempted theft. And you intimidated a third party into participating." Her fake smile fell apart. "It was a misunderstanding." "No," I said. "It was you trying to feel powerful." She clutched her clipboard like a lifeline. If I cancel the violation, will you drop this?" I stared at her for a moment. She was shaking. Not a lot, but just enough to show she finally understood she'd pushed too far. But this wasn't about revenge. It was about stopping her from ever doing it again, to me or to anyone else. I crossed my arms. "I'm not dropping anything until you answer one question honestly." She blinked rapidly. "Okay, why do you have a personal issue with me?" She looked away. "I don't." "Try again." Her shoulders slumped. Because all the women in the neighborhood talk about your car. How loud it is. How flashy it is. How you keep it spotless like it's some trophy." She hesitated. I guess I got irritated. "You always get looks. Attention." Ah, there it was. I almost laughed. "So you tried to tow my classic Mustang because you were jealous?" She looked offended. "I'm not jealous." "Then what would you call this?" She didn't answer. Instead, she did something unexpected. She sat on the curb, face in her hands, mumbling, "I just wanted people to respect me. I just wanted the HOA to matter." That hit me differently, because behind all the chaos and insanity, she was just lonely and trying to feel important. But it still didn't excuse what she did. I crouched in front of her. "Karen, you can't control people's lives to feel respected. That's not leadership. That's insecurity." She wiped her eyes. "I'm sorry." The tow driver cleared his throat. Should I just go?" "Yes," I said. "You're good. Thanks for understanding." He nodded gratefully, pulled his truck around, and drove off. I turned back to Karen. "Here's what's going to happen. You're going to submit a letter to the HOA board explaining exactly what you did, every detail. You're stepping down, and you're attending the next community meeting where you'll publicly apologize." She nodded slowly. "Okay, if you do all that, I won't press charges." Her eyes widened with relief. "Thank you. But," I added, "if you ever step foot on my property again without permission, that badge won't be the only thing you'll be dealing with." "Understood." She stood up quickly. "Understood." She left with her head down, the clipboard hanging uselessly at her side. I opened my garage, got into my Mustang, and started the engine. The deep growl rolled through the neighborhood like thunder, and for the first time in weeks, no one complained. Karen avoided me after that. She resigned from the HOA completely, and word must have gotten around, because the rest of the board never bothered me again. Funny thing, a month later, Karen bought herself a used convertible, bright red, loud engine, top always down. Jealousy cured, but I kept my Mustang locked safely in the garage, just in case.